The following contest, set for one fall, is for the All England title and is also the final in the British National Championship year-long tournament. Introducing first.
Well, here we go, Dave Bradshaw. 1 year in the making. Some people thought they'd never get to the end, but here it is. 64 men began, only 2 remain. Terry Frazier and the Vigilante Johnny Moss.
Yeah, 64 men, 13 months. It comes down to this.
He is one half of the cartel, Terry.
A very determined looking Terry Frazier comes to the ring. He's had the extra rest time, but I've still got to say, my money's going on Johnny Moss. The guy's been nothing short of awesome during this. Johnny Moss can brawl just as well as Terry Frazier, but most of all, Moss can wrestle.
Yeah, you have to make Moss the absolute favourite here. But that said, as well as the extra rest time, Terry Frazier's match was a bit, I think a good few minutes shorter than Johnny Moss's. That may be one factor possibly in Frazier's favour here tonight.
Well, everything else is in the favour of Johnny Moss.
Well, reluctantly, I agree with you, Dean. I think I'd love to see Terry Frazier win this. He's a good, down-to-earth London boy, one of the people, as you can see from this reaction here in Bromley.
A good, down-to-earth London boy. He's a street thug. That's what he is. He barely had to be frisked for knives before coming in the building tonight.
Well, everyone's bag was searched tonight,
And
Dean.
his opponent.
Okay, here we go. Here comes the All England champion.
Making his way to the ring, he is the current and reigning All England champion, the Vigilante, Johnny Moss.
Johnny Moss won that title 28 days ago in an amazing battle with Sam Slam in Wolverhampton. Will it be 1 month and out for Johnny Moss, or will he be the winner of this unprecedented tournament, the British National Championship?
Moss looks very confident, Dave.
Quite calm even.
The calm before the storm. So, Statsman, what's the difference in weights between these two guys?
Well, Moss, I think, is around 280. You got Terry Frazier about 240, so we're looking at about a 40-pound difference. And you saw how Moss used that to his advantage against Dan Head, using leverage to really work on that knee. Caught Dan Head at the interval, still limping, still unable to put any weight on that knee at all. That's the kind of damage Johnny Moss can do. I'm
arguing with the referee for some reason.
I wouldn't want to argue with Johnny Moss. And we're away. Here we go.
So this is the title defence with the highest stakes of them all for Johnny Moss, because not only, of course, is the All England Championship on the line, but the British National Championship.
I'm trying to gauge who's the crowd favourite here. I think Frazier is narrowly, certainly some Moss fans here as well, though.
I think Frazier's the man who's more familiar to the fans here in Bromley. Just to recap, Johnny Moss, he's beaten obviously Dan Head today. He's also beaten Doug Williams.
El Ligero, I think, in one of the earlier rounds as well. So, you know, by no means had an easy route here, but has pulled it off, and particularly the match against Doug Williams, as well as the thing with Sam Slam. Just 2 incredible battles to get to this semi.
And then Terry Frazier in the semi-final, obviously he beat Zack Sabre Jr, who has had a tremendous tournament himself so far.
Zack Sabre Jr, yeah, he had a tough route. Frazier actually had a bye in one of the rounds, but still beat 2 of the thrillers, Redmond and Haskins, on his way here, as well as Sabre Jr. And Johnny Kidd, British legend.
That's right, yes. Right here in Bromley as well.
Mm-hmm.
So neither man has had a particularly easy path, and both men have knocked out some pretty heavy favourites as well on the way.
Yeah, that's how it should be. If you're going to get to this final, a tournament this prestigious, it really should be you know, a great achievement, and it certainly is for both of these men.
Although obviously Frazier getting a bye will may have worked in his favour as well.
Well, he had enough to contend with, Dean, with the Thrillers, all the trouble he's had with them this year. That's one of the reasons I'd love to see him pull it off. He's had just been tormented all year.
Oh, great nip up from Johnny Moss. So you go on about the Thrillers taking shortcuts. Terry Frazier's had a shortcut to the final with a bye, but that's okay in your book. You're so biased, Bradshaw, it's horrendous.
He was seeded because he was considered a young, hot prospect here in IPW, and that's been borne out by his making the final. Look at that, great gymnastic ability by Terry Frazier, the cartwheel and back to his feet.
Well, this is the first time these two have ever met, and you can tell just from the way they are engaging in a feeling out process to start with here.
Yeah, neither man wanting to make a mistake. Cautious start.
Especially with the stakes so high.
And Moss trying to wrench the fingers of Terry Frazier. Trying to find a way out of this is Frazier as the crowd gives him their support. Moss takes him down. And trying to, as Zack Sabre tried to earlier in the night, Moss trying to hyperextend the elbow of Terry Frazier. Frazier, as we've said, 7 years in a very successful tag team, the Cartel. Still part of that team, of course, but starting to break out of the single star as well. This would be his real just catapult to the next level if he could win this tonight. And Moss asks for the break and gets it. Moss, the 12th man to hold the All England title. Started in FWA back in 2001. An illustrious 7-year history for that championship.
Some former champions, Mark Sloan, Zebra Kid, Hayes Vanson, now in the Florida Championship Wrestling in the US at WWE Developmental Territory. We've had Leroy Kincaid.
As all Moss going for the cover there.
Sam Slam, of course. Some great champions.
And Terry Frazier, if he could beat Johnny Moss, would be the 13th man and another great champion for my money. Making a good effort of it here. He knows he's the underdog, but Frazier in control. Takes down the leg. Look at that.
Nice.
He took the front of the foot of Johnny Moss, trying to bend that knee.
He's used his right leg as a bar and the left leg just to put some pressure on, and now Moss is all tied up with nowhere to go.
Elbow to the side of the head, the temple by Terry Frazier.
You know what, this reminds me of Johnny Kidd. It kind of shows what he's learnt from that match with Johnny Kidd.
Johnny Kidd paid a great tribute to Terry Frazier at the end of their match. And
yeah, I think he might have been concussed at the time.
You really have it in for Terry Frazier, don't you?
Yeah, I just call it as it is, Dave.
Frazier, despite the hatred spewing from Dean Ayers.
Oh, come on.
Continues to take the fight here, but Moss has him in a compromising position here. See him putting the foot into the back and pulling the arms backwards. As Frazier tries to stand up to relieve the pressure. And nice, you see Moss pulling the arms back, flipped Frazier over onto his back. Frazier trying to escape, but he's got into a pinning position here. 2 count
very
only.
Close. I've seen that in many matches before. Did you notice, though, as Frazier rolled through, Johnny Moss immediately dropped onto his sitting position to maintain the advantage. And
that's the experience we've talked about. Johnny Moss knows what he's doing. This isn't his first dance by any means.
Oh, no. 11-year pro as well, Johnny Moss. He's had some famous battles both here and in the US with John Ryan, who we saw earlier in NWA UK Hammerlock.
Look at this, a Japanese stranglehold now by Moss, and he's ramming the knee into the back of Terry Frazier, and now he's arching him backwards. This? A variation on that bow and arrow move we saw him use against Dan Head earlier. And Frazier into a, what's he got here? It's like a Japanese stranglehold of his own.
Yeah.
Moss to his feet now. Frazier tries to headbutt Moss in the upper back, the shoulders. And Moss steps out.
Oh, look at that. So this is what I was saying about how good a wrestler Johnny Moss is as well as a brawler.
Yeah, but Frazier's countered again, Dean.
Well, I've got to say, Frazier's surprising me here.
And takes down Moss. With the momentum coming out of the corner, finally breaks that hold.
You notice how when Charles Samuels is at ringside, he kind of eggs on Terry Frazier. You know, it clearly shows Terry Frazier's better off without Charles Samuels. But, you know, the cartel should split, in my opinion, because they don't need each other.
Dean, the fact that you keep advocating a split for the cartel tonight makes me think that the Thrillers have more of a problem than perhaps you're letting on if they stay together.
Not at all.
Leapfrog by Frazier here, and a dropkick sends Moss down.
The Thrillers have shown they've got the cartel's number. Gilligan Gordon told me himself he's not at all worried about them anymore. Moss wisely takes a trip to the outside just to get some opportunity to regroup.
I'm not sure he knew very much about the fact that he was going to the outside until he got there, Dean. But the fact that Gilligan Gordon thinks that the cartel aren't the threat anymore is precisely why neither he nor you are in fact geniuses. Moss perhaps has injured his elbow here. He's talking to the referee.
Well, that elbow, he's had trouble with it previously. Many years ago, he had missed a frog splash, and he actually broke that elbow to the point that the bone was sticking out of the arm. And although it was surgically repaired, and of course that kind of thing is never exactly the same again. He's got a huge scar. I don't know if our cameraman will be able to catch it later on. He's got a huge scar on that elbow.
And I think Terry Frazier may have a huge scar on his head after that. Moss drops the knee across the forehead. And again, Moss going to stretch out Frazier. But as I said earlier, if there's one thing we've learned about Terry Frazier this year, having been tormented and pursued by the Thrillers all year, he does not have an ounce of quit in him. We're in the middle of the ring. Referee Chris Hatch asking Frazier if he wants to give up. No such luck for Johnny Moss so far. A mixed crowd. Chance for Terry and for Johnny. Frazier's shoulders are down. Toucan and he rolled out. But you've got to wonder, in the past couple of minutes, is Johnny Moss finally getting a grip on this? Is the end near for the British National Championship dreams of Terry Frazier?
Well, Moss is definitely the man with the advantage and with the momentum here.
Big slam, and you can see how much that hurt Frazier, arching his back in pain. Moss is trying to press his entire body weight down to get the pin. Only got two.
Big leg drop.
Yeah, big leg drop to the face and head. Hooks the leg and only two.
Rather nonchalant cover.
Well, it's that calmness of Johnny Moss that we commented on at the start. It's that you saw how calmly he countered a couple of those Japanese holds earlier on. But perhaps in some instances it's a disadvantage for him.
Well, he's usually the most intense man you'll see, and I don't know if he's holding something back or what, but he is definitely a much calmer Johnny Moss than we normally see. I don't know if that means he's an overconfident Johnny Moss.
And maybe a little bit of complacency.
Yeah, I mean, he is, as you said, the overwhelming favourite in this match. But
you look at someone like Johnny Moss. These semi-final brackets, were known 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you've got to wonder, maybe having been told repeatedly by everyone he meets for a month that he's the favourite, maybe it's gone to his head a little.
Plus, of course, winning the 1PW Openweight belt last week.
A tremendous match that was as well. Moss rolls over into a pinning combination, and Frazier with the shoulder up. The British National Championship final. The All England title on the line as well. This is what it's all about. Johnny Moss and Terry Frazier. Moss picking up Frazier into the front face lock. Maybe going for a suplex here. And takes it up.
Oh, he's holding him there. He's going to make him think about it.
Look at the power of Johnny Moss.
All the way down.
Delayed vertical suplex. Hooks the leg this time, and only two again. Moss is having a similar problem now that he had with Dan Head. Frazier just won't stay down for the 3 count. Look at this, Frazier now, fighting back to his feet. Moss could be in trouble. Frazier sends him to the corner. Avalanche by Frazier. Getting up ahead of steam here. He went for the kick and I don't think he got any of it. Moss moved out the way.
Moss moved and Frazier falls unceremoniously.
Oh, now here we go.
Into the turnbuckle. Huge German suplex.
Well, we saw this earlier. Johnny Moss hanging on.
Yeah, he didn't hold the bridge. He's going for another one.
You see Frazier desperately trying to reach for the ropes. That's how Dan Head escaped eventually.
Yeah.
But Moss being more careful this time. He's got him in the middle of the ring. Look at the arch by Johnny Moss. He's got 2.
Just the 2 count. Terry Frazier kicks out just about, but the weight advantage, that 40-pound weight advantage you were saying, very much evident there.
Frazier, known to be able to brawl as well as very technically accomplished. You see him with the elbow to the head, but oh my goodness, another...
Folds him in half like an accordion.
Another massive German suplex, and again, this will be number 5. He gets it. How much has Terry Frazier got left?
He could actually win by knockout here. I've seen people lose consciousness. You know, you're getting drops on your neck, on the back of the head. Number 6. Moss is just a suplex machine. He's holding on, linking those fingers in that butcher's hook grip. But now Frazier with elbows.
Frazier with the elbows again. Look at that, a spinning enziguri. Moss hasn't gone down though. Moss hasn't gone down. Spear!
Oh, now he's down. Now he's down.
Pin him, Terry. Pin him and you're the champion. Terry Frazier, if he can drape an arm over Johnny Moss, could be the British national champion here. Frazier, come on, Terry. He's over. 1 count, 2. No.
No. You're not going to beat Johnny Moss like that.
He nearly did, Dean. He nearly did. Can Frazier capitalise on this now?
Frazier looks like he's got a second wind. The momentum shifted in his favour.
Frazier.
This crowd split down the middle again.
And Frazier up high again. Oh, and he sends Chris Hatch, the referee, into the ropes. Frazier off balance and in a very uncomfortable position now.
Moss protests his innocence. I think Chris Hatch knows full well what he did, but let's face it, we don't want the final to end on a disqualification.
Yeah, I don't think that would make Chris Hatch any more popular than he already is.
No, Hatch is warning Moss not to pull a trick like that again.
And
well,
now,
I think this match, we want a clean winner, don't we?
Well, we may be about to get one because look at this. Moss is going to the top rope. Terry Frazier in no man's land here.
Oh, this looks horrendously dangerous.
A superplex!
Oh, suicidal superplex. Both men perched on the top rope.
Did you see the height that Terry Frazier went in the air before he landed flat on his back?
I saw it, and believe you me, Terry Frazier felt it. But both men are flat down and potentially flat out. What happens if this ends? This is a double count out, and then what? Do we share the championship?
I have no clue. I don't think we have a provision for that in the rules.
A replay, a rematch?
Well, we'd have to. FA Cup style. Talked about that earlier, the comparisons.
Penalty shootout. 5 kicks to the face each. If you're still conscious by the end, you've won.
Only a sadistic mind such as yours could come up with that.
I can imagine if it went to sudden death, it'd be awesome. And now both men just standing up, duking it out, whip to the ropes. Oh, flying forearm from Terry Frazier, he nips up.
Frazier ahead of steam. Moss down a couple of times, the 3rd time with the drop kick. What an effort by Frazier. He makes the cover. And no, only 2.
Oh. If Frazier can get that rock bottom, that Uranage suplex to use to great effect against Dan Head and other opponents as well, he could win this, but I can't see Terry Frazier getting a man the size of Johnny Moss up in that move.
See the knees to the head, and again by Moss. He'll go for the cover again. Got 2.
Another thing that's really interesting about this match, we've just seen Johnny Moss use Doug Williams like high knees. We've already seen Terry Frazier tying up Johnny Moss in an old figure four leg lock, an old school British style one. They've picked up moves from their defeated opponents in this tournament. The tournament's almost been a learning experience for these guys.
Well, how could it not be when you're competing against some of the best in the game like these guys have? He's going for a brainbuster. Small package. He's got two. And oh no, I thought that was it.
Just the two. I thought that was it as well.
Big clothesline by Moss. He may get it here. He's got two.
Oh no, 2 count. Moss thought that was it. I thought that was it. Hatch says 2.
How badly do both of these men want to be the British national champion?
More than you can ever imagine.
Kick to the midsection. Moss will go for a brainbuster again and he gets it. Hooks the leg. That's it, surely. No!
A fisherman buster is not enough to put away Terry Frazier. And the match goes on.
Oh, here comes the straps are down. Johnny Moss says it's game over.
Pile driver.
Frazier.
Tombstone pile driver. He's polished off many a foe with this.
Well, this is how he won the title against Sam Slam. Frazier escapes. Into the corner.
Moss holds on to the ropes.
Oh, from nowhere!
Oh, the Uranage. Can this be it?
1, 2. No!
And half of this crowd are on their feet. Unbelievable.
Terry Frazier, look at the look on his face. He doesn't know what he has to do.
Unbelievable tension here. Come on, Johnny Moss.
I've never seen anyone kick out of that. Moss getting to his feet. Frazier.
Slowly getting to his feet. Look at this. Frazier stalking him.
Moss, Frazier going for that move again. Didn't get it. Moss sends it to the ropes. And oh no, he's been caught. Could be the tombstone again. Moss into the corner. And oh, again!
Oh, second time! 1, 2, 3! Oh my goodness! Terry Frazier!
Terry wins!
Championship and new All-England champion, Terry Frazier!
Will you sit down? Unbelievable against all odds! Terry Frazier caught Johnny Moss. Uranage suplex for a second time, and here comes Samuels. He's gonna smash him in the head with that crate of beer. You mark my words.
I doubt he is. I very much doubt it. Even as a young boy, Terry Frazier, training to be a wrestler, thought he was destined for big things. But surely, if you told him 13 months ago this would happen, even he would not have believed you. It's happened. Terry Frazier, you are the British national champion. What a moment! What a moment in the history of IPW UK!
And they're having a party.
I'm gonna go join them, Dean.
You what? Bradshaw, get back in there. Well, my co-commentator, Dave Bradshaw, joins the party. But what a great effort from Johnny Moss. Here we go in there, Darren Burridge, Tony Sefton, Dave Morales, IPW promoter Daniel Edler, Dan Head still hobbling. They're pouring their beers into the trophy. And Terry Frazier gets soaked in beer. I hope they're watching in the back. Bradshaw's drinking on the job. I'd fire him on the spot if I had the say in the matter. And there you have it. 13 months, 64 wrestlers, and the king of the mountain, the top of it all, Terry Frazier, a man primarily known as a tag team wrestler, 66-1 outsider at the beginning. The only man notable by his absence, of course, Martin Stone, who's busy getting ready for the main event tonight with Alex Shane.
I hope everybody enjoyed the past year of the British National Championship, and congratulations once again to the All England Champion, the British National Champion, on the best wrestler I've ever worked with, Terry Frazier. Terry.
I'd just like to thank all my friends and individual, every one of you, the fans, for supporting me. And this is to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bradshaw's finally making his way with a beer in his hand.
Once again, for firstly the new All England champion, and secondly the winner of the 64-man British National Championship tournament, Terry Frazier.
Run,